Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dragon Ball Z figure news video, and boy do we have a bit of a beefy one for all of you today. We're going to summarize the last 2 weeks of Dragon Ball figure news as per usual. I apologize if you can hear noises like that. It is extremely hot in my room, and so your boy has the window open, which is going to lead to some ambiance of bugs and the occasional car, so I apologize about that. It's the trade-off for not having the fan on, but I digress. Let's go ahead and hop in. Of course, we always start here at dbzfigures.com, and as you can see, we're on page 3, which means that we got a lot to look at this week. So of course, we have seen this a couple of times from Baggy already, but of course, this is the Dragon Ball World Collectible Figures Treasure Rally Volume 3. As you can see, obviously, it includes Tao, our funny robot boy, Turles, Launch, and Goku. Obviously, these are WCF figures, so of course, they're going to be small. Unfortunately, though, Big Bab Toy Store actually has them pretty expensive, if I do say so myself. These are usually $5 a pop, so it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Or no, I'm sorry, they're usually like 10-ish bucks pop, so it'd be more like 50. So this is kind of expensive. Usually you pay like 50 bucks for a set of these, or maybe a little bit lower than that. So I don't know, I might have to find another place to pre-order that. But nonetheless, obviously those guys are going up for pre-order and will be released. I actually missed the date when they would be released. Whoops, February 2022. Besides that, we did get another Dragon Ball Weekly News, obviously coming and going. Of course, talking about the new stickers that we actually got to look at a little while ago. But they did talk about a couple of figure things. They talked about Frieza in his 4th form from SH Figure Arts, which I believe we took that last time. Obviously, this is like a re-release of 4th form Frieza, or I guess technically final form Frieza. And it's one of the cheaper SH Figure Arts figures where it's just like no accessories, just the figure, and like it's around 30 bucks. So always like it when they do stuff like that. And nothing else really crazy in terms of the figure side of things for this week's, or that week's rather, Dragon Ball Weekly News. We did have some more Dragon Stars figures come to pass in terms of being announced. As you can see here, pre-orders have started for the re-releases of version 2 of Dragon Stars, including the following: Beerus with the Shinron component, Super Saiyan Vegeta version 2, this almost looks more like Super Vegeta hair, Mystic Gohan with the Kale pieces, Gotenks, MUI Goku with the Broly piece, Base Form Goku, Super Saiyan 2 version, Dragon Stars, Base Vegeta, Golden Frieza, and the Final Form Cell. So obviously, if you are a Dragon Stars collector and you missed out on any of these, obviously you can get a pretty good price. I would say that 22 bucks is just fine, because these are mostly like $20 figures anyway. I'm not the biggest fan of Dragon Stars. I've kind of talked about it in the past that they're just not really for me. They are more action figures than collectibles, but it's weird because they kind of try and market them like collectibles. I don't know, it's very weird, but nonetheless, these guys have all re-released. And what I was probably the most excited for to look at on this page anyway, obviously the GOAT Yamcha now has the GxMATERIA version of himself finally released. I know that everybody was very, very excited about this guy. Of course, he comes out in October for us here in the States. Very, very excited about this guy. Obviously, Varrock has been killing it with the GxMATERIA line, and as well, one other cool thing that actually the new like revamped Dragon Ball official website has done for the release of this figure is a couple of things. Again, I won't go through all this because we have a lot of news to cover, and also this is just kind of a lot to look at for this video, but basically this is a little article just kind of talking about Yamcha's different looks throughout the years, how it compares to the figure, how the figure is very accurate to the character's design, so on and so forth, which I think is very, very neat, if I do say so myself. And even a second article about it, literally just talking about the production of the figure and the lead on the prize line, basically. So talking about the GxMATERIA line a little bit, as well as Yamcha, which is awesome. So again, if you would like to check this out, and there's the boy Varquo. If you would like to check this out, of course, I will leave a link to dbzfigures.com as always in the description below. So if you'd like to, go to this article and then click on the actual you know, link to it, then you can do so there. A lot of this is just updates to the website here, like this with the Super Battle Collection series and the Tamashii Buddy stuff and the Ultimate Figure series. It's just updates to like their database, but there is some news sprinkled in here. We obviously have the Tamashii Nations Online 2021. They had this last year too, where they showcase the entire upcoming Tamashii portfolio, including Dragon Ball. This year, the event will be held November 19th through the 21st, right before Thanksgiving. There's some exclusive items from other series that have already ended. The explanation on the website isn't exactly clear on what this event is about. I assume it will be another online VR type of experience. We can walk around rooms with different figure models. Yeah, so we'll obviously get more updates from these boys as this comes around, but of course, keep an eye out for this because obviously Tamashii has been doing a very good job this year with all kinds of different releases, and so obviously it's going to be cool to see what's coming up for 2022. Crazy how we are already coming around towards the end of the year where 2022 stuff would be being announced like this. But yeah, so we'll definitely keep an eye on that for sure. This was a very cool update. We actually did get some more info and images about the Dodoria SH Figuarts figure, which is very cool. This figure has been teased for a while now, but you can now see the first review in the first episode of Victory Uchiha's Room. If you guys are familiar with the live streams, this is basically we call him V-Jumpman affectionately on the live streams, but essentially you can watch him review the figure, which is pretty cool because he talked about it way back then. Finally has a release date of February 2022 in Japan for a cost of 7,700 yen. So I'm guessing it will make stateside here in March 2022 with a cost of $85. This will also probably be a premium Bandai release, which is kind of unfortunate. We'll update the post when the pre-orders go open, which should be soon. The picture showing Vegeta bending Doria's arm backwards is just pure awesome. Just as guess will be a premium Bandai release at the cost of $78, which is a low under his estimate of $85, which is awesome. So yeah, $78 is the actual price, and it will be March 2022. You can pre-order yours there on the actual premium Bandai website. We can obviously take a look at the pictures there. Here's also Doria from Big Bad Toy Store if you live outside the US, which requires a deposit. We won't look at the pictures here because we'll just look at them here. Although it would be cool to see that little thing, but I mean, we'll see all that here. Can we not enlarge these photos? Well, I guess we'll just do it manually then. Fine, I'll do it myself. Okay, so here we go. We have the big man Dodoria here. Obviously, these facial expressions are really, really good. Here, let's zoom out actually one less just so that we can click through. This looks really, really cool if I do say so myself. I was really wondering how they were going to approach Dodoria as a figure, especially since he is so big. He is such a large lad, but I think they did a pretty good job here giving him some very nice articulation, despite being such a big boy. This is a fantastic shot, by the way. Kind of unfortunate that this figure is a little bit hard to come by nowadays. Maybe they'll do a re-release of this guy at some point. I would actually definitely cop that, because that would be really cool to get a figure of him to do some NAMEK shenanigans. But yes, obviously, he is another one of the figures in the Dragon Ball set, because obviously SHF has been doing the shenanigans where basically their more recent releases for all the NAMEK stuff have had the Namekian Dragon Balls in them, which is really cool. But obviously that means if you want to collect all the Dragon Balls in that scale, unfortunately, that means for you that you gotta get all the figures. I mean, obviously if you're collecting it anyway, probably not a big deal for you. But yeah, very nice. I really like the look of this guy. It looks like his chest is going to be able to articulate a little bit. As you can see there, that's a nice shift. I will say though, funny enough, one thing that this actually does make me kind of sad about is that it almost makes me wish that they would go back and redo Guldo, because if they were able to get this absolute lad who is like kind of the same body type as Guldo, honestly, obviously he's just bigger. Hydrate baby, by the way. I definitely think that they could have easily made Guldo a posable figure rather, you know, where you can actually articulate him. But like, Maybe it's just because of when he was made, you know, when he was made like before they kind of realized, hey, we can actually do better. I don't know. But regardless, very nice figure. I understand the price because obviously he is a pretty big boy. I did wish he came with some more accessories. Unfortunately, he doesn't. It looks like it's just him and the Namekian and Dragon Ball. But one cool thing that we can take a look at here, obviously it's going to be a little bit blurry, but his different face sculpts are this smirking face, this face where he's grinning very deviously, the screaming face, and then obviously the scouter head, which is very, very cool. I'm not sure if that is just a piece where the ear comes off, because I believe that's how they've been doing it for SH Figuarts recently, where when a character has a scouter, they just have it so you can take the ear off and then put the piece that kind of fills it in for the scouter. Either way, though, very, very cool. I definitely like all of these sculpts. I think that they all pretty much captured Doria's likeness very well. And also all of the expressions that he should have, which is cool. I'm not going to get this guy just because I'm not a SH Figuarts completionist. Funny enough, even though that is quite the expensive task, I think at the end of the day, completing the whole SHF line might be cheaper than buying a bunch of the statues that I tend to buy, which is kind of ironic. But obviously, if you're going for collecting every character in the series, and of course, if you're trying to recreate scenes in some kind of setup you got to have the boy Dodoria. Moving on up, some Dragon Ball Super card game stuff. Gogeta released in Xenoverse, but obviously we are not really interested in any of that. There was another Dragon Ball Weekly news, where obviously they did talk about Mr. Dodoria. Reviewing last week's news, we have the GxMATERIA Yamcha figure that was covered extensively last week. Obviously, Dokkan battle. They talked about talked about the Dodoria. They talked about the project lead on, let's see, SH Figuarts Dodoria figure. Mr. Okamata, project leader from SH Figuarts, was invited this week to talk about the figure. Figure itself has a lot of volume, similar to the Majin Buu figure released a while ago. It also includes Shiny NAMEK and Dragon Ball. They have been releasing figures from the Frieza arc, so be sure to collect them all, yada, yada, yada. Basically, that was the only thing in terms of figures. But interesting though, while I was looking at the Dodoria figure, it would be interesting if they released a moldable head where you can mold the facial expression you're liking, like clay with a model. Interesting. That's kind of what like Imagination Works does, which we'll also be talking about Imagination Works today, but not particularly the same thing. The only other thing that we have for figures was obviously SH Figuarts, I'm sorry, FES 15 rather, which of course was these boys right here, the Gogeta and the Goku, which again I'm not the biggest fan of. But yeah, as you can see here, these are all of Dodoria's accessories, basically the two heads, the scouter, and then the various different hand pieces. It looks like there is 5 there and obviously 2 on him. It is kind of unfortunate considering he is such a big well, not just a big figure, but like since he's such an expensive figure, it's kind of a shame that he doesn't really come with more accessories. I don't really know what else you would give him in terms of accessories, so I guess I can't really fault them for that. But I understand making it expensive because he's a big boy, but still, it's like, bro, come on now. Alright, so we did have, obviously, these bad boys release, like we just said. I would not recommend picking up any of them. Goku definitely looks better than the production images, though, which is kind of a first, honestly. Not like a complete first, I suppose, but very much a rarity for Bandai nowadays. This is also something else that we are going to be seeing later in this video. There was a little teaser for a upcoming event exclusive SH Figuarts figure. As you can see, the little blue outline, and again, we will actually be you know, taking a proper look at this guy in a little bit. I'm not going to play the video just in case it gets me claimed. And there's our proper look actually right here. So basically, update 2, this figure will be very popular, and it is the first event exclusive that will be offered at an actual event instead of online like the past few Tamashii Nations events. I don't think they'll be offering more, so my gut feeling is this will become very sought after. Personally, the super glossy look on the hair is nice in the pictures, but on the actual figure, it'll look a little bit weird. Looks like they overdid it. I do like the translucent hair, which X Plus has been doing for a while with their now gigantic series. Now some people are comparing this to the DF DF version, although they did a commendable job releasing their figure first and also making it available worldwide. From what I hear, the quality just isn't the same. DF has improved over years, but still a mixed bag depending on your luck of the draw. Yeah, for sure. So this is going to be a $60 figure. I do believe we'll see the information later that this guy actually will also be available online too. So it's not just a release at a con, which is great because obviously, you know, as much as it's like cool that con releases are like exclusive, you know, if you're there you can get it, it's stupid for everybody else, you know, because then, you know, if you don't live in New York or you can't go to the con, then you can't get it, obviously. But we will see some better pictures of this guy later. Oh, actually these are decent. Okay, I do like, I am assuming that they are including the effect piece for the aura here. I do quite like the way that his actual body looks. I don't know, maybe I'm just a sucker for the shiny type of meme, but I do like how shiny the figure actually is. I think it looks very, very cool. And obviously, like my man said who wrote the article, the translucent hair is also sick. Like he said, X Plus has been doing it for a while, and actually I think DF has made a couple of them, or at least some like alternate head sculpts for some of their figures, and I actually quite like the look of it. I think the colors are absolutely perfect, if I do say so myself. I am definitely going to try and pick up this figure because I really, really like the color scheme, and I feel like we never get enough blue Kaioken stuff. The face sculpts are kind of okay, if I'm being honest. Funny enough, I think my favorite one is probably just the serious face. Just because I think it looks the best. Funny, this is kind of a weird angle if I'm being 100% with you. But like the gritting teeth face looks a little bit weird, and the screaming face looks like, I don't know, maybe his eyes are a little bit too narrow or something like that. This looks okay from this angle, but regardless, I do like this figure a lot. I really like the way that they did the rips in the pants, especially on this side. I think it looks very damaged, looks very battle damaged rather, and it looks really cool. And again, I definitely like the translucent effect that they did on the hair. I will say though, one thing that funny enough Baggy pointed out is that he didn't really like the hair sculpt, which we'll see that tweet later, I'm sure. But I kind of think somebody in the comments would have to confirm this for me, because I don't know this for sure, but it does kind of look like the Rose re-release hair sculpt, which I think was actually a hair sculpt based off of another hair sculpt, which might have been the default Super Saiyan Blue Goku. So I don't know if it is. I would have to double check, but it kind of does look very, very similar to that sculpt, if not the same. Either way, though, a very, very cool figure. And I will say, even though this is an event exclusive, at least it's something that's not like a character that we haven't had before, you know, and it's just a form rather than, you know, like, I don't know, something brand new that we've been waiting for a long time when it comes to SH Figure Arts, because obviously that would be kind of doing us dirty if they made that a con exclusive. But that do be what it is in terms of the event exclusive this year. Obviously he's talking about the movie and all that other stuff, and this looks to be the end of the news section for today's video for dbzfigures.com. So thank you guys so much for always holding it down with the Dragon Ball figure news summaries and all that good stuff. Obviously, I like to see that you guys are branching out a little bit too to cover all things Dragon Ball. It is very nice to see. It would be cool if you could filter it though, just so that, like, I guess for my sake, you know, I don't want to complain about it, because obviously I'm literally just, you know, using the information that they just put on the site and then putting it into the video, of course. But you know, it would be cool if you could filter that somehow. Either way, though, thank you guys for always holding it down. Of course, link in the description if you would like to check these boys out. And we are now going to move on to the boy at Baggy's Twitter, leaving off from where we left off last time, which was the Nedry production images for that. So this was kind of an unfortunate thing to hear. So I'm sure that nobody really cares about these Tag Fighter figures. I definitely think that most people probably aren't interested in these bad boys here. But these guys and the Amazing Heroes figures, which I'm not gonna lie, Mirio is my favorite My Hero character, so I was like, maybe I'd be down to get this. Maybe I'll look for another Mirio figure, I don't know. But both of these, excuse me, or I guess all four of these rather, are apparently going to be made in Vietnam. And if you've been watching the figure news videos for a while, you would know that basically any one of the figures that ends up getting made in Vietnam kind of turns out really stinky. We're also holding in bated breath as well for that figure that I know a lot of people are really excited for, which is, of course, the Bye Guys Goku from the Cell Saga. That figure is also, you know, going to be made in Vietnam. So we'll have to see how that ends up turning out. I do quite like these production images, actually, for these two. So I'm kind of wondering how it's going to end up looking at the end of the day. We did also obviously see this last time. Treasure Rally ratio 3, not even apparently. Goku and Lunch is over ratio. Ratio per case is 18, 18, 12, 12, 12, 12. So per box is 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. Interesting. OP was would be one piece. WCF wasn't even either. So this marks the end of overseas being even then for WCF lasted exactly 2 years. Interesting. So if you're basically curious what this means for this, essentially what this means is that it's going to be harder to get these guys unless you order them as like a full set, right? Like if you're going to, you know, your store that sells figures or something like that, and you're just trying to get these individual, there's going to be more Goku and more launches. Goku I understand, but launch is kind of a weird choice, I guess. Like, I don't really know who I would pick out of this set to also make like more. I guess it's just because, you know, we've taken a look at these last time, and obviously the rest of these figures are the ones that were like exclusive to different sets, and Goku and Launch were in a bunch of them, but still kind of funny, honestly. Also, apparently the GT tag fighters is not pre-selling well, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, just because these figures are kind of eh. This was the link to the Japanese version of the website that we literally just took a look at a little while ago. This was pretty cool to see. So this is some new metallic sheets. If you are unfamiliar with these, I think I actually opened these in a video a while ago. I don't know if I ever uploaded this, but Fenyo does the art for these, and obviously literally every piece of art that he does is like God himself drew it. These look very, very cool, obviously. I love the look of the art on these. Like I said, I have bought these before, and I do own a couple of these. They're really cool. Obviously, it's just like the little art piece with some effects on it. I know that there are some obviously like exclusive versions there. I know that they make some that are like combo ones where you put them next to each other and then it makes like one image. I know that we've actually been waiting a little while for these too, because there hasn't been a new metallic sheet set in a fat minute. So I am actually very excited to try and pick these up myself. I'm hoping that the place that I got these last time will have them again. It's usually hit or miss with this like kind of smaller candy aisle type of stuff. Just order them, not looking at any spoilers for the art. Oh, I'll have to see where he pre-ordered it. Hold on, where did you pre-order them from? I'll have to ask him and pick up a box myself then, instead of just trying to go out and get them. Alright, so if it's absolutely astounding, we deserve something for sticking to the mumps, aka the bad promo artists. With Yamamoro doing the calendar and Fenyum back on regular art to do, we have gotten rid of them. Time will tell. Yeah, so obviously this is kind of what we were waiting for. Obviously the metallic sheets that have been released up until this point have kind of, well, just look at it. Obviously the stinky promo artist, aka Mumps, was the man who was on deck for these. So obviously it's really cool to see Fenyo back on his, I don't even know, back on his shenanigans, back on his good stuff, bro. Only positive, obviously, from this, because of course Fenyo is a fantastic artist. So I'm very excited about that. Again, hoping that I can pick up some of these myself. It'll be interesting to see what the secret rare is this time around. Moving on up, this is just another good example, right? Fenyo is so good at capturing a different era Super Saiyan hairs after a decade plus of Lego hair and Mumps, aka the bad promo artist. Such a blessing for the great promo art. Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff here. Really, really like it. And there's Goku looking at Broly. That's a very funny angle, actually. Anyhow, obviously, we have the release of the GOAT, the GxMATERIA Yamcha. Very happy to see my man releasing. Here's the actual poster form. This is what the poster will look like in the arcade machines in Japan, which is really cool. I always wish that I could get more of these, just because obviously this is such a cool thing to have, and I would love to get one of these framed. I do actually think I have one that I may do a video on coming in the mail. I'll have to check on that because I'm not sure the current status of it. But regardless, though, obviously our man has been released, which is awesome. We also have a little quick image. This is nothing new, but these are some older Trunks figures from a very old Budokai Tenkaichi, and these are all 3 color versions of them. Very, very cool stuff. Obviously, one of them is just very slight compared to the other one. Of course, these two are a huge difference, but of course, this one is a lot just like darker, I guess, than this one. I like these both a lot. I've been trying to pick up this figure for a fat minute. I think I do like the darker colors on the left here, and that's probably the one that I would go with if I had the choice between all of these, but I do quite like all of them. Definitely the brighter colors, though, more than the darker one. 2 weeks until the extra costume and 5 weeks until Grandies to Gohan. After a dull summer, merch is excited to see that we are looking forward to Dragon Ball merch again. Yes, sir. Yeah, I am really, really excited to get this figure in hand. I cannot wait to do a video on it. I definitely need to get back on my game in terms of doing unboxings more frequently. They've kind of been every other week, so anyhow, this is something else interesting as well. This has been something on my mind ever since the official description for Grandies to Gohan made a big deal about it being the first new adult Gohan prize figure in a while, and how it will attract new fans or something along those lines. Seem they're gearing up for something. Yeah, they are. They have re-released Grandies to Gohan, Master Stars Piece Gohan, both versions, and are releasing Grandies to Ultimate Gohan now. Do you think Gohan is going to play a big part in the movie? Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, if it's a movie about heroes, then I definitely what do you call it? I definitely assume that he will, because obviously, you know, he's Great Saiyaman. Apparently, this is also the Gogeta from that, which is looking pretty good. Obviously, it'll be cool to see this in high-quality version, but we're avoiding the rest of the spoilers until he gets his hands on the box. Definitely a very, very cool one, though. Hopefully, I can get this box as well, like I said before. That would be sick. So this, we already took a look at this last time. Obviously, this is the high grade 10. It's going to release mid-December in Japan. I'm sure that there's not many people that are interested in this, but obviously, you know, figured we would mention it anyway. The movie Kuji overseas country list for the Kuji proper confirms my theory that if a country gets Kuji proper, it doesn't get the Ichiban show and vice versa. So no more countries getting both anymore, like France. France is getting Ichiban show for this, no Kuji. So if you are confused, by the way, on the difference, because I know sometimes some of the terminology, funny enough, wow, look, someone actually asked the question I was just about to answer right there. Basically, the difference is that, because so in Japan, right, the Kuji figures are obviously from a lottery. That's how they work. That's how they've always worked. But of course, when they brought them over to the States, it's, you know, well, I guess gambling for this sort of thing isn't really as much of a thing that we're a fan of over here in the States. Maybe some other things, but not necessarily for our figures like this, though it still would be cool to do the Kuji. But with the normal Kuji, you basically buy a ticket, and then if you get the correct prize that you're looking for, then you get the correct prize. You could get a figure. You could get one of the smaller prizes, like the towels or the plates. You know, sometimes they do other stuff. They do the clear files. They've done lanyards before, all kinds of stuff. But obviously, you got to get lucky and hope that you get the figure you're looking for. But if it's an Ichiban show, that just means that you can buy the figure outright for a set price. The differences between that in terms of like how much you're paying is obviously with the Ichiban show, you're paying your set price. Usually it's 35, now 36 bucks. You know, for the bigger figures, usually 45 to 50, which is not a bad price for a figure of the size and quality. Typically from Ichiban Kuji, there's a big asterisk there. But obviously, the thing with doing the normal Kuji lottery is, of course, you could get lucky and then, of course, get the figure for only like $6 or something like that. You know, however much a lottery ticket costs. I think it's usually around like $5 or $6. But of course, you know, if you don't get lucky, then, you know, you might end up spending more for the same figure, unless I guess you clear out the whole store and you want all the other smaller prizes. But anyway, that is a basic rundown of it. Funny enough that this person asked, I literally didn't even know that was there. That's so funny. Interesting. High quality as possible. The Power Pack Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta art. Very funny that it looks so like backwards like this. I know that they've definitely used, I think, one of those Vegetas. I definitely recognize this Goku from another thing. But I'm pretty sure that this is like obviously original to that. If I find these in person, I'll have to take a picture for the boy baggy. Alright, moving on up here. This is very interesting. So, is this a comment on this? Okay, so GEE DBSTs finally revealed, coming soon for the US. Okay, interesting. This is basically just the whole gang from the Tournament of Power. I don't know what that says in Japanese, obviously. This just says Dragon Ball Super, though. This is a revival of F, which is funny that, like, it's kind of harder to tell with Goku, but it's pretty easy to tell with Vegeta. We have... Okay, so this is also a revival of F. Also, why did they use the stinky Frieza model? That's disgusting. I know that this Vegeta has definitely been used on a poster I've seen before, but I've not seen that piece of Goku promo art before. And this is actually a pretty sick shirt, I'm not going to lie. I'm a sucker for this type of design, so that's pretty cool. We also have Goku as Shinron here, which is definitely not bad. This piece of promo art was also used on a poster that I've seen in Target before. I'm just confused as why they don't make this one blue instead of black. Yeah, it would be kind of cool if the shirt was blue. Interesting. Yeah, very cool, though, that they do have Gohan and Goku on a shirt. I didn't even, like, think about that. That's awesome that they're actually giving the father-son duo some love there. That's pretty cool. Oh, Kaio plush for GE. That is very cute. I'd like to know how big that is, because I feel like a bigger plushie of that would probably be more suited. Alright, so this was also some interesting news about the Dokkan figure shenanigans for obviously the anniversary, which is strange to say that that is technically coming up, but it is. So the January Tag Fighter Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta will release late January in Japan. Dokkan anniversary is usually early February, so this is highly likely means no Super Saiyan 4 for anniversary. However, this is under the assumption that we are getting collab figures. If we aren't, then obviously means nothing. They have obviously been doing them since the 4th year anniversary, so we're kind of assuming that they're going to, like usual. We would be getting the February information within a month, so that will tell us if there will be a collab figure or not, or if they will just be blank, right? There's also only one other prize figure in February, so we won't really be able to infer a lot of the collab if it's confirmed, unlike last year in which we had Super Vegito and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in February, so that meant they wouldn't be the 6th anniversary, and that's exactly what happened. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening in the coming weeks here. Obviously, it's kind of crazy to think that, like, low-key, in some ways, we can learn about Dokkan from not only these other avenues, but this early, too, in the game. It's just very interesting. Anyhow, obviously, we have some favored Daimao Slayer figures here. That is a very cool figure of my man there. We also have more DBZ briefs. These are very funny. Obviously, we took a look at these last time. It's just so weird. Oh, I actually like that a lot for Trunks. That's cool. The designs in the background are so funny. I don't know. It's just like, it's so weird that they just like slap these different renders on here. Isn't this Krillin like about to get blown up? I don't know if that's appropriate for a pair of boxers, but that is a Super Saiyan 3 promo that I've definitely seen before. It's just so weird that like this is what they decided to do with this promo art. I don't know. I mean, like, some of it I've definitely seen before. Oh my gosh, that is odd. I've definitely never seen that piece of Boo art before. A lot of this art does look very old though. Like, even if you're not familiar with promo art, I feel like a lot of it looks old. That is definitely a really mega old Gohan render. Holy cow. Funny enough, if you took Gohan out of this and put Mewtwo on it and didn't make it yellow and you made this like white, this could be a perfect Mewtwo design actually, which is very funny. But yeah, there's those. We have some cleaner images of the gang from the Omnibus, the Versus Omnibus. These look absolutely fantastic. Again, we've taken a look at these a couple of times now, but of course, these are just higher quality versions of all these boys. Looking absolutely clean, if I do say so myself. I am very excited for this set. I feel like Ichiban Kuji has been doing a very, very good job recently with their stuff. I do kind of agree with Baggy, though, that definitely the non-Saiyan characters with SH figure arts, obviously, you know, tend to look better because, of course, you know, they could just make them monsters, and I guess it's easier to capture than, like, human features. But, of course, we took a look at these before. Yeah, so this is funny enough what I was talking about before. Double source, not the Trunks part, but the Goku part. Double source confirmation that the October resolution of Soldiers Trunks, resolution of did I say shoulders? That's funny. Of Soldiers Trunks will be made in China. Thank God. And as you can see here, unfortunately, also double confirmation that the Bye Guys Goku will be made in Vietnam. Obviously, this is the history box Goku. Yeah, so it's a very unfortunate because obviously this figure already looks really good. And this is also a figure that people are really excited for. Like, I've seen people coming out of the woodwork who don't really collect Dragon Ball figures all that much, but they saw this guy and they were immediately on it just because obviously this is such an iconic moment in the series. So let's hope that this is the first dub for Vietnam in terms of figures. I'm really hoping that ends up being the case. HQ picks of the Super Attack Goku and Vegeta Limit Breaker Goku 4. Wait, what? Wait, what? Whoa. Oh, okay, Super Saiyan 4. I was like, what are you saying, bro? This is obviously just the art on the back. I've actually seen this picture, or this figure in person. Not this one, though. That's actually pretty good. Low key. Some of the Limit Breaker figures, funny enough, I was going to do a video on one a while ago. The only one that I own is a Golden Frieza. And I think that the human characters don't look as good, but I gotta say the Golden Frieza figure that I have, I actually really like it a lot. I think it looks pretty cool. This Goku doesn't look half bad, though, but I feel like Goku always looks a little bit weird in these. And it's like, I don't know. It's that their expressions are so, like, just stale for these. I don't know. It's also weird that it's like, you know, next to this on the box art, which is like fantastic art, and then the figure looks kind of stinky. Alright, so almost stationary art reveal time. We've been on roll for a promo art lately, so fingers crossed that it continues. Interesting. Okay, so this is all My Hero figures. September wafer stickers, best selling on Amazon JP. Wow, this is the best product banner released by far, and especially now Japanese fans got their chocolate change from vanilla. Yeah, I definitely obviously like the vanilla wafers better, but of course, you know, it's a Japanese market and it's not just for me, even though that would be sick. Anyway, moving on up though, this is just some different promo art here. This is from a coloring book. That's pretty neat. International promo artist Goku and Frieza versus the regular black and white version. That's actually a really cool piece of art, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, almost time for the release of this gang right here. This is going to release in Japan the 24th. Hopefully, when we end up seeing the finals of these figures, they all look good. I'm pretty sure that they will, because obviously they've been doing a pretty good job with these. I know everybody is excited for that Broly. I've literally had people ask me on Twitter and in the YouTube comment section, hey, are you getting that Broly? And I've responded to everyone, yes, 110% yes, because obviously it is a super hype figure. So glad that they're doing a little bit more with King Cluster as well, just besides the normal standard pose for Broly. Interesting. I will admit for the redraw, right, for the first Kuji, it fixes the face a little bit. Yeah, I think that definitely looks a little bit better for sure. Interesting. Anyhow, never seen this UI promo before, even though it's a couple of years old at this point. That's a sick hat. What? Yo, I might have to cut. That's from New Era too. That's official? I'm going to have to look that up later. Anyway, high quality pictures of the FES Super Saiyan 4 Goku pictures. Not feeling this one all. This may be Nakazawa's least best work yet. Can understand because it's such a dumb pose. This is literally really wasting everyone's time, especially now that we have the tag fighters pointless. Yeah. Very unfortunate to see. Obviously, if you've been around Dragon Ball figure news and just around the channel in terms of my figure unboxings for a while now, you would know that Nakazawa is responsible for sculpting the FES line. He is the one that has sculpted literally every single figure in the line. And I do think that this face looks better than the production images, but I definitely think that this figure is just like not that good. I agree with Baggy. This is probably like my least favorite Nakazawa work that I've ever seen. Obviously comparing it to some other Super Saiyan 4 figures there. And of course, you know, weird that we now have the Tag Fighters one when this is almost the same pose. I don't know. Very weird, but let me know what you think in the comments for sure. I definitely think that it is better than the production images, though. And I hope they give my man some better work. Okay. Moving on past all that. Yes, so we do have... I'm not going to click on the YouTube video. This is by... oh my gosh, what is his name? I think it's YP? I'm pretty sure he follows me on Twitter. Obviously, you can check out this video yourself. But of course, these are the final versions of these figures in the case. And I will say, they do look pretty good. Some of them do look a little bit wonky. Like, I think Vegeta's mouth could be a little bit lower there. And Trunks' face could be a little bit smaller. But honestly, I think, funny enough, Goku and Gohan look absolutely perfect. I think the Yardrat Goku looks really great as well. I do think Goku's eye is cocked a little bit weird there. But overall, I think they look good. And obviously, WCF figures have been kind of hit or miss lately. So it's good to see that they are doing all right for the most part. Definitely very, very excited for that set for sure. 7 weeks to go until the Saiyan Arc Ichiban show releases in the West. Yeah, I cannot wait to get that set of figures for sure. From Toei Animation for Europe, a Shinron gym bag looks quite cool. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty neat. If I saw that in the store, I might cop that. Low-key, I do like string bags myself. Really disappointed there isn't another sign of a next Ikiden. Really wanted this next. That would be cool, actually. That would be awesome. I think Ikiden was barely a concept introducing collaboration between sculptors, and now more figures are sculpted by multi-sculptors. I guess digitally modeling ones, yeah. Definitely hope that they would do that in the future. Obviously, it is a very similar figure, but of course, you know, they're looking up at each other, Super Saiyan, all the rest. I would definitely not mind that for sure, because obviously this is a very iconic piece of art, and they actually use this in Dokkan too. And here's a picture of all of them in the case. Goku actually does look a little bit better from not the underside. But yeah, this is definitely a pretty good looking set of minifigures, if I do say so myself. Funny enough, Vegeta's head looks so big. Obviously, WCF is supposed to be like a minifigure sort of chibi line. But it's so funny because like everybody's heads looks pretty proportional to their body. But Vegeta's cranium is just giant. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I mean, he is so taller than Trunks. But obviously, like... it's harder to do these in scale because of the size. Like, you can make a figure smaller, but it's hard to make a figure bigger in this scale. Anyhow, this is very interesting. Bardock apparently has been reduced to 10 smackers, bro. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. I cannot believe that. Yeah, so as you can see, this One Piece... unfortunately, I'm actually, not, oh, it's Ace, okay. I was going to say, I definitely know the name of the character. I'm still reading through One Piece, very early on in it, though. But as you can see, apparently this has been released to 10 smackers, bro, which is crazy that us in the States are still going to be paying 60 for it. Very wild, if I do say so myself. Alright, so... the November Vegito re-release used the Master Stars piece Goku body and the Master Stars piece Vegito head. Wow. Yeah, that is literally the same body. These are both older figures, both of them fantastic. This was an older Master Stars piece Goku. I vaguely remember that figure. Yeah, this is wow. Yeah, that's that is pretty stinky, if I do say so myself. Huh. Like, I don't think this figure is bad, but obviously reusing parts like this is, no bueno. Very unfortunate to see. Alright. Wow. The second re-release of the, Creator X Creator. There we go. Almost forgot the name of that line. It's pre-selling very well. Like better than most new stuff. And this is the second release this year. Incredible. Yeah, this is definitely a very, very good, figure for sure. I have also, purchased this guy. Still need to open him up, though. Moving on, here is something very exciting and will also probably be the thumbnail of this video. February and March prize figures. I told you they'd be revealed this month. Everything looks stinky apart from Krillin, and the UI Goku's a joke. Burning Fighters isn't based off of that illustration. So this is the next Burning Fighters set. We have a different color version of Goku. I believe we will see finals of the first version of Goku as well. And this Vegeta, which is weird that they're kind of going back to the older way that they sculpt Vegeta. But, actually here, let's go to the other stinky one first. What is this, bro? What am I looking at? What is this, bro? What is this? Why do they always, like, A, they love putting Goku in this weird, like, squatted down pose, but B, this just looks so weird. This is one of the worst, if not the worst, MUI Goku figure I think I've ever seen. This looks awful. This absolutely looks awful. This is obviously from the Zenkai line, the Zenkai Solid line, and they're also kind of doing my boy Nakazawa dirty because he also sculpts that line. Yeah, very much so a yikes. But let's not talk about that, bro. We've seen it enough. Based GxMATERIA comes through to save the day. Oh my gosh, look at this Krillin, bro. Not only do we have an armored Krillin figure, which is crazy, we have my man doing the Destructo disc. This is a fantastic looking figure. Obviously, our GOAT, Varquo, Varroque. I still don't know how to say it. I say it every time I don't know how to say it. Absolutely crushing it with the GxMATERIA line. Low-key, like, the best Dragon Ball figure line right now. Bar none. It's so good, bro. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to get my hands on this thing now. I feel like I say that with every new GxMATERIA figure, but it's true. They're awesome. I love them a lot. I am definitely very, very excited for this Krillin. 100%. Definitely looking forward to that, man. Yeah, so this is kind of weird. This is obviously, what do you call it? The older, oh my gosh, what line is this from? This is the one with all the Z fighters that I think was pre-Resurrection of F? I don't remember exactly because the name of the line is kind of weird, but obviously it is literally just the same as that Vegeta, so I don't know why. I mean, I understand, I guess, that this is an older figure and harder to come by now, but it looks like they just kind of dug out from the old files in the office and they're like, hey, we can reuse this, and then they made this one. I don't know, and his head looks too blocky almost for my taste. I don't know. Very weird. Definitely won't be getting it though. But our GOAT, oh man, GxMATERIA Krillin is great. Didn't expect Namek. He is beating the other figures in sales, no doubt, especially since Goku and the Fusions already lost to Bulma twice, 18 twice, Fidel, Launch, and Yamcha this year. Yeah, definitely very excited to see this, man. I'm very curious to see how they're going to attach this, because I don't think it's attached to his leg. I know it kind of looks like that, but I think we get multiple angles later. Yeah, definitely kind of stinky, bro. They've exhausted all the iconography, and now we're getting this boring, stinky stuff. Yeah, definitely very unfortunate. And concern became a reality. How sad is it? Yeah, that is very unfortunate that they didn't just do this image here. Like, I don't understand. Because it's like also, I don't know. It's very weird that they didn't just do this image. This kind of makes me think that, like, I think I commented this on one of them. I wonder if maybe they're just going to do, like, all the Z fighters and it's, like, the intro scene for Dragon Ball Z from, I think, the Cell Saga? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with that line. We also have Zenkai Solid Update. 3 down, 5 to go. Not sure if Oma will count as a form per se, so definitely hoping not. Yeah, we'll see what else we end up getting from this line. I still think that the Super Saiyan Goku is by far the best sculpted one. I am still interested to see the rest of these, mainly 2, 3, God, and 4, just because I have enough Super Saiyan Blue Goku figures. But 3 is my favorite form. Obviously, it's always interesting to see how they do Super Saiyan 4 figures. I know Baggy likes God, and frankly, we do need some more God figures. And Super Saiyan 2 never gets any love. I literally own one, bro. And, like, it's the only one that exists. No, it's not the only one they buy. Close to it, frankly. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he definitely did shoot the Kamehameha for sure, though. Wonder if the Zenkai Solid UI is supposed to be based off of this illustration. Interesting. Full image of the art with the way the legs bend, I honestly think it's based off of this. Yeah, I could definitely see it for sure. That would definitely make sense to me if it was based off of this. It's kind of weird that he's looking forward and this figure is looking up, though. But also, it's so weird. Like, I don't know, the indentation in the muscle on his arms looks really weird. Like, he's definitely not buff enough, but it's also weird that it's, like, slanted in and there's no, like, muscle coming out. I don't know. Kind of weird if you ask me. So this is also something really cool. Turns out that the person who was in charge of planning the old amazing Select Machine Kuji, which I didn't even know this existed until this image here. I definitely need to copy this at some point because obviously that's an awesome illustration. Is in charge of the recently planned GxMATERIA figures, which is awesome. If it wasn't already GxMATERIA, it's now the only DB prize line worth looking out for. I mean, bro, it kind of seems like it at this point. Never imagined we'd get NAMEK KRILLIN. Cannot wait for the next one. Yeah, definitely would be down for NAMEK Go Home for sure. It would be cool as well. Somebody did make that point. They should definitely re-release some of this stuff because it's like, it's so weird that they re-release all this stuff that like a million people who collect figures have. Because it's like, they're trying to target a market of people who haven't started collecting figures to get them into it with the more basic stuff. But the people who have already been collecting are sick of it. And I don't know. I just think that there's more interesting figures out there that you can buy than what they're releasing for new collectors. Back in 2018, if you told me that for 2022 people would be way more excited for Krillin than you, I'd Goku would have called you crazy. Yeah, very crazy to see the era that we are in for sure. And then obviously adding to the thread of figures based off of different images here. Baggy's been adding to this thread for a little while. We do also have some new updates. I guess we'll just take a look at it now. This is an older Kuji figure. Apparently this blue Goku is based off of this image from a Super Saiyan Goku, which is interesting. And then obviously, we have the GT FES Goku based off of this general power-up pose. Would make sense if it's that art for sure. Here's the promotional poster for this. Looks great. Again, very much looking forward to this set for sure. Speaking of the set, reminder that a lot of ratios ahead of Japanese release. Also be interested to see the Asian and Australian ratios too. US and Europe don't have to worry because it's an Ishimon show, right? He's talking about for the actual Kuji. Looks like Burning Fighters is going to go the route of the DXF TSW, where each subsequent volume will have one new sculpt and one reuse from the single first volume, so safe to assume that the BF Volume 3 will also have a Super Saiyan Vegeta. Yeah, so these are obviously an older Dragon Ball figure line, which was pretty popular, I believe in the 2015s, if memory serves. A lot of people really like this line. It's a very nostalgic line for a lot of people. I would like to collect these figures at some point because unfortunately, I've never been able to get my hands on these. I think actually my buddy Abel might have the Vegito Blue, funny enough. But I really like the Rose sculpt. Frankly, I like all the sculpts, actually. I can't even really say that there's one that I dislike here. But I will say the one thing about this set that does kind of stink is that these have been faked to crazy amounts, bro. Like, insane amounts. Like, I don't think I've ever found an eBay listing with a legit version of this figure. That's why I'm always so cautious about trying to buy them. Because, like, every single version of these I've seen, even in person at, like, places where they sell figures, always been fake versions of these. Because I guess it's just because they're older, and also they're pretty easy sculpts, I guess, to fake. They've been faked craziness. So definitely, if you are interested in these, like, kind of keep your eye out just to make sure that you're not buying a fake figure. And that's basically what Baggy is saying, that it kind of seems like they're going to do a re-release with a different color version and a different transformation, like they did, right? Volume 1 was Trunks, and then Goku Black and Super Saiyan Trunks, and then Volume 3 was Rose and Vegito Blue, and then they had Super Vegito and Blue Goku, and then obviously Volume 5 was what do you call blue, and that kind of looks like Super Saiyan 2 Goku, actually. I can't really tell. It just looks like the hair sculpt, but these actually did have a little bit of differences in some of them. Obviously, Trunks was looking to the side here, and I guess he still is here, but obviously, like, with Goku's hair sculpt is a little bit different. The facial expression is looking a different way, and obviously Vegito's face is different on those two, so yeah. It'll be interesting to see what this line ends up being ends up becoming. Grandista Gohan is about a month away from the Japanese release and Asian release, which means we'll finally get to see the finals in a few weeks. Yeah, definitely very, very excited. Okay, so since it looks like Zenkai Solid is going to be grounded, posed figures based off of illustrations. I went through all the Super Saiyan God promo art and picked the top 9 I want made. Thankfully, we have 2 God bind art, and I especially want the God shot. Yeah, I really hope we get the God shot, because I will instantly buy that for sure. Obviously, we do have the God bind in the form of that FES Goku, but definitely I'm really hoping that we get the God shot. That would be perfect, because I feel like, I don't know, like, this pose might be cool, but some of these other ones are, like, kind of boring-ish. You know what I mean? Not the God bind, but, like, this one is almost just closer to a generic power-up pose. This one's pretty cool, right? I do like this one as well, but I definitely think the God shot would be perfect. Dokkan is part of other figures, not part of a collab, so I do hold some hope. Yeah, me too. Burning Fire's illustration would also been cool if it was based off of this illustration. Yeah, it definitely would have been sick. Bro, could you imagine getting a Goten figure in 2021 rather? That would have been sick. Also, why does Vegeta's face look so funny? That's goofy. I see some folks starting to question Nakazawa, but here's the thing. His FES Super Saiyan and base Goku were great. Meanwhile, his stuff like UI Goku hasn't been. The issue is clearly UI and poses. I can understand it being hard for him to be motivated to sculpt boring poses. I mean, yeah, unfortunately, because UI Goku has only been in like a little bit, he doesn't really have a lot of iconography. I wouldn't really call it a bland form, personally. But I understand because obviously there's a lot more material to work with when it comes to base and Super Saiyan Goku than there is with UI Goku. I mean, think about it, right? You have literally all of Z, right, and all of Super to take for base form and Super Saiyan Goku, and then you only have the tail end of Super to take for UI Goku. So I can definitely understand that, but obviously, again, like we've seen from the past, you know, his best work definitely isn't UI Goku stuff here. Extra costume is great and all, but it's almost 2022, and these should be legitimate size figures, not mini figures. Yeah, definitely would have been cool if these guys were that size. But obviously, still very excited for those. Never seen this. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that art either. That's pretty cool. Interesting. We already saw that. Metallic sheets are here. That was quick. I was worried since the SBM was exactly the same previously, so hoping... Oh, nice. Interesting. I'll have to see where he actually got it from. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, the only thing that I see here is... Okay, so it's just the Super Saiyan Goku. These are all amazing. I'll post 4 scans a day starting today. Ooh, okay. Well, that'll be cool to see then. Yes, any decent high quality S's. No point in me taking a picture on the phone. Hold everything too, including the secret rare. No doubles. Wow, that's crazy. That's really cool for sure. All right, so we can actually see all these straight from the man himself. 4 art scans, Gohan and Gohan, but let's be real, he should have been in that arc anyway. So here's the trunks. That is really cool. Obviously, these are a little bit washed out because, of course, you know, they're scanned and, of course, they're metal sheets on the actual thing. Wow, that Rose art is fantastic. That's cool. I don't know why. I always think the big chin looks kind of funny, but it also looks cool. That's a fantastic Vegito. I would definitely be very happy to get that. And we have the Boy Ultimate Gohan. That looks sick as well. Definitely very cool. Plus a Super Saiyan Goku scan now since it doesn't really belong with anything. Anyway, just showcase how far he's come. Interesting. Wow, so this was his version of Super Saiyan Goku in 2017. And this is the new one. That is definitely a lot better, and that looks sick for sure. All right. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Okay, so we do have some images of Krillin here. Very interesting. I actually did not see this one, I don't think. March GxMATERIA Krillin multi-angles already going to be one of the best figures 2022 for sure. Alright, so obviously, again, looks fantastic. Very cool to see that there's actually a hole in the back of him because, of course, you know, that's where he got stabbed by Frieza. Very, very cool. Definitely am liking all these angles. Obviously, super high quality images. And apparently, this is the stand. So, apparently, this is going to be one of those figures that's just like a free-flowing type of meme. There are some figures that come with effect parts like this that aren't actually like attached to the figure. So it'll be interesting to see if that stand actually ends up being clear. I'm really hoping so. But what that does mean, I suppose, is that if you really didn't want to put that on there, you could just display the figure on its own without the effect piece. But it's cool. It's weird that it's not connected, but it is also kind of interesting that, like, they're not restricting themselves to it being connected to the figure, because I thought that was going to be something that they like kept to for the whole GxMATERIA line. So it's really cool to see that they're not, like, you know, keeping themselves to that, and they're just allowing themselves to do whatever they want, which is what we need more in figures. Very, very cool stuff. Definitely hyped for my man there for sure. I'm really wondering how they did a great photo job or a Photoshop job for this though, because this is like, bro, it literally looks like it's floating. Unless they just had one of the homies throw it. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe they green screened it out. I don't know. But it's interesting, like, that they did such a good job. Unless they like Photoshopped that in, because that almost looks like that's Photoshopped in. Interesting. Here's some more angles on this man right here. Yeah, doesn't look that good from other angles. The back looks okay, but it is what it is. I'm sure nobody's really crazy excited for it. Also, Krillin is apparently 11 centimeters. Don't really care about the effects. GxMATERIA I'm probably going to display Krillin without the disc. Yeah, funny enough, I was just saying that. What to get in March is such a hard choice. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be getting that UI Goku for sure. Oh, apparently also Solid Edgeworks is going to be. Okay. No expectations. Yeah, we'll have to see what that ends up becoming for sure. FES out now in Asia. Credit to May Toys. Nobody should be getting these. Yeah, unfortunately, they still look kind of stinky. Alright, so we have some final images of that first... I was almost said Solid Edgeworks, my bad. The Burning Fighters Goku. For a few people that are actually interested in this morning release, wait until the February 1 for the better color version. Yeah, which would be the manga color version. I still need to get that hat for sure. But I would agree with Baggy. At least I prefer the manga color version over the anime color version any day of the week. It's okay. I do think it's really dumb though. Like, I think the face sculpt honestly looks pretty good, but the problem is, like, when you're looking at, like, it's just a basic Goku figure. Like, this is literally the most basic of basic in terms of, like, figures that you could get for Goku. And I don't think that it looks too bad, but it is really weird, I will say, that, like, from, like, I see that angle does look a little bit weird, though. It's weird that the bangs cover his eye, though. That's definitely very strange. I don't know why they decided to go with that decision. Funny enough, my man pointing out all the inconsistencies, of course. Shout out to Omacha Hedchala, as always, for holding it down with these very detailed reviews, even though they are in Japanese. But yeah, very weird that they decided to, like, do that, unless that's just, like, a production error. I don't know. It's like, it doesn't look too long, but it only looks too long because it's covering his eye, I guess. But I would definitely recommend waiting for the other color if you are planning on getting that, which I would probably not recommend. Just save your money for a better figure. What I will say about the Zenkai UI is at least Nakazawa did his usual line details for UI Goku. Just a shame he's been given, yeah, such a dumb pose. Yeah, don't know why they keep Nakazawa dumb stuff to do. He's one of the best sculptors. It's completely wasted. Yeah, I really like, see, this is another Nakazawa signature, right? You can tell that, you know, the little scratches is a figure of his because he always does that in all of his work. And his stuff is very detailed in the, like, the minor details. So it's also hard to kind of discern where Goku's face ends. Like, I think it's a fine, like, size of his cranium, but I think it's just because his arm is there. It kind of makes his face look fatter too. Alrighty. Japan store search is now live, and there are more stores than expected. Obviously, this is like if you live in Japan, you can search for, you know, your particular store for an Ichiban Kuchi near you. Over 6,000 participating stores, which means this Gogeta 2 per store with a lack of interest in Gogeta figures probably going to be cheap as chips. Probably going to be less than 10 bucks on the aftermarket. Yeah, we'll have to see what becomes of this man for sure. It'll be interesting to see. Alright, so there's been such an increase of people buying the old sculpture Vegeta. Wonder why. Incidentally, the above I think is better than the BF Vegeta. Something about the head sculpt I ain't feeling. Yeah, it is very weird for sure. It definitely, yeah, too blocky for sure. Definitely looks really weird. Oh, more metallic sheets. Nice. We got the boy Piccolo. Nice, nice. Frieza, nice looking art for sure. Ooh, that is a very slick art of 18. That's so cool. Really like that pose. That is definitely a pose I've never seen for him. Wow, that's sick. Definitely very cool. I quite like Yamamoto's singles in DB. Oh, that is pretty cool. Interesting. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a unique style, but I definitely like that. Obviously, these are for the DVDs. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, it does look really weird without the angel wings for sure. That does look very odd. Yeah, so here we go. This was when we were talking about the hair sculpt. Obviously, again, like we said before, DF has made their own version of it. But I definitely like the look of the SH Figure Arts one more. The colors just look more accurate to me. I definitely like the hair sculpt a lot more. Been 2 years since this guy came out, which is crazy because I feel like I was just reporting on this guy yesterday. And funny enough, he's still up on the shelf. I literally just looked at him on my little Broly setup that I have. Very interesting. January Tagfire's catalog description already mentioning the new movie. If they're already mentioning it, I think that implies the release date might not be that far in 2022. My guess is the start of Golden Week. We'll see when it gets revealed at NYCC. Definitely. Alright, so very interesting. So this year, Goku and his fusions prize figures lost in sales in the month they came out to Bulma twice, 18 twice, Launch, Videl, Vegeta, Yamcha, and most likely his wife Chi-Chi in December too. Goku went from commercial safety to commercial hindrance. Crazy. It's still crazy how they're releasing more too. From GE, Goku air freshener, smell unknown, but certainly it smells like carrots. That's a good tweet. I like that. That is a funny haha for sure. Also, GEE, some upcoming DBZ teas for those of you who, know who the US, but also Boo tank top that hasn't been revealed yet. Interesting. I do like that Super Saiyan 3 one. That's kind of neat down the middle. And obviously, this is just a bunch of forms with all the different villains. That's cool. I definitely like to see that Boo tank top. Loving these German manga cover designs. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, definitely very sick. Very interesting way to do it for sure. Alright, here are all the boxes for these bad boys. Obviously, out for Asia 1 week before Japan. Interesting. Obviously, when we say Asia, we're referring to the rest of Asia, right outside of Japan, obviously. Next batch of the metallic sheets. Ooh, my man looking clean, bro. That's a very cool shot of Vegeta. It's weird that he's like kind of throwing it in between his hands. So we have 2 secret rares, UI Goku and Frieza. That's a very sick looking piece of art. And that is cool. Wow, they even put the episode number on there. That's sick. I would definitely love to get that to display behind the statue of those boys for sure. Almost 3 years ago that happened. Surprisingly, though, that wasn't the biggest attraction I have for a figure reveal. In fact, probably one of the least, believe it or not. Yeah, when Dragon Ball Super merchandise reportedly reveals, a user known as Baggy Saiyan reportedly found the product image for an upcoming set based on the movie. That's pretty funny. I've only been following merch for like 1.5 years then, too. That's pretty crazy. Alright, so here we have some out-of-the-box pictures in someone's actually in hand, right? This is funny enough exactly what I was saying before, because I know it seems like the quality on these are kind of stinky, but it's definitely better than before, because this person asks, has WCF always been this bad? I'm genuinely curious. This is actually one of the better ones, believe it or not. The previous GT and DBS ones were absolutely horrible in model and finish quality. Ever since Nakazawa stopped doing WCF around 2017, the quality has been mixed. Yeah, I agree with this comment for sure. The hair quality definitely looks a little bit weird on Goku and Gohan. But overall, I think they look pretty good, especially for the modern day. This is very interesting. So we have this Capsule Corp and Red Ribbon Army like plastic clamp boxes. Funny enough, this I actually said this would be maybe this is just more of a Murica kind of thing, but this would be a sick ammo box to have it in the Red Ribbon Army. That would be really cool. Alright, so this is also oh boy, I knew we were going to talk about this, but I didn't want to talk about it. Let's go ahead and Google Translate this page real quick. Translate that page, baby. Thank you. So, apparently, this is the final versions of the Imagination Works Vegeta. Vaggy was saying that it does not feel like a $100 product. May as well wait until Dragon Star Saiyan Vegeta for a fraction of the price. So I thought this figure looked really good when I was first looking at it. Oh, we can just click on it. That's cool. But I will say, now seeing these final versions of this, I am, first of all, that cut on the boots is absolutely disgusting. That gives me pain inside. The eyes do definitely look a little bit weird. Like, that one isn't too bad. But it is weird that, like, I don't know. I understand it's because the gimmick with this, right, is that the faceplate comes off, and then you can change the eyes, and you can change the way that the eyes are looking, but it's very odd to me that, like, they still look sunken into his head a little bit. That angle doesn't look too bad. But, here he is next to Goku. Obviously, this is, like, you know, cloth. Whereas this one is, like, the rubber that Goku has. Showing them compared to each other. Vegeta, I think, definitely looks better than Goku. I don't think there's any, you know, argument in that. But here are the face sculpts. Again, the eyes just look so sunken into his head. It's very weird. This sculpt doesn't look too bad, but again, like, the outliner on his eyes just looks really weird. Yeah, this face definitely looks very odd with his just, like, resting face. I think the screaming face is probably the best one, but, like, I think it's just the eyebrows are too far down and there's too many, like, lines. Unfortunately for a premium figure as well, they also do this, like, where they do a lot of lines in there rather than big chunky pieces of the hair like I would prefer. And this is everything that comes with the figure here. Can we just click on this image? Sick. So obviously it is him. His stand, it is, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then I guess technically 10 different hands, because obviously that's one combined piece. You get the 2 different base face sculpts, one of them being the smirking one, the other one being gritting teeth, and then for Super Saiyan we have the screaming and the neutral face. And then obviously this is what I was talking about, right? You can put the eyepieces in the head, and then that way you can obviously, you know, get the figure to look different ways if you really want it to. It also looks like part of the effect of that sunken in is that they like put almost like crimson eyeliner around his eyes. That's kind of interesting. Very interesting. Then here's the neutral face. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not a fan of this neutral face for sure. Definitely very weird. Goku looks a lot better with the Super Saiyan head, but still. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, the screaming head doesn't look terrible here. And then obviously we have another video of it here. This was not the, I don't think this was the original trailer, because the original trailer was not shaped like that. The original trailer, I think, was this. I am mixed, honestly, because I was originally going to get this. I was really excited about this figure, but now seeing this, like, here's the thing. If this was like a $20 figure, or like even like a $60 figure, I'd be like, yeah, sure. I'll just, you know, suck it up and then see when I get it. But this is a $100 figure, bro. This is very expensive. This is obviously supposed to be like Bandai's like premium, tippy top of the line sort of meme. So obviously, you know, having it not look 100% completely pristine. Also weird to see that there's a little bit of damage on the edges of these boxes. That doesn't make me feel good. Is just like very unfortunate to see. Obviously he's coming out September 25th. Ooh, I didn't even notice that. Look at that horrible gapping there. Ooh, yeah, that is definitely a bit of a yikes, if I do say so myself, for sure. Very interesting. We should get the October UDM colored versions in V-Jump soon. Next wafer sticker solicited for January. Nice. Given the poor finals of the BF, Goku bangs covering the eyes, uneven shoulders, etc. Wouldn't even come to me as a shock if it was made in Vietnam. Uneven shoulders. Yeah, I guess his shoulder... Huh, yeah, that arm is a lot higher up. Interesting. Yeah, no, definitely wouldn't surprise me either. Oh, this was very unfortunate. The bad promo artist also hit up this. That is a very cool piece of art, though. This is the new set for November for the DBS card game. That looks very sick, though. That's pretty cool art of Goku and Vegeta in HD. Not sure what that's from. Alright, so this is a bunch of... oh, this is just from the card game. I see, okay. Alright, so moving on up, we got some extra finals of the costume extras. Hey-oh, look at that transition. Obviously from the boy Omacha Headchala. Yeah, I think I basically said everything that I need to say about these boys. Overall, they look pretty good for the current quality of WCF. I think that's the thing that, you know, you kind of need to like keep into consideration if you're going to buy these, is that the quality of these has gone down throughout the years. But this quality is good for the current state of this figure line. Their hair does kind of look like cheese. I just had to point that out. But yeah, I definitely think it's still worth it for sure to pick this up, because obviously we never get these characters in these outfits, literally ever. Alright. Ooh, Keflar looks good too. Alright, so final batch of metallic sheets. We have Broly. I really like that smirk, actually. And then Gogeta. Wow, that is actually a very nice piece of Gogeta for sure. That's super sick. I would definitely be down to get a box of that for sure. Goku looking funny. Interesting. Okay, so this is a cool towel. Better than anything we got in the Kujis. Interesting. So I guess this is just a a standard towel with Goku and Vegeta on it. That's pretty sick. I would definitely be down to cop that for sure. Yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you're like a little bit shaky on this, I would definitely recommend not getting it personally. Just because, you know, I think that especially with the price tag on it, you should just save your money for sure. Moving on up, Super Master overseas Bakugo brush and anime out now for Asia overseas packaging. That is pretty cool. I am actually getting this in the Manga Dimensions version because the Manga Dimensions color scheme looks crazy. Wow, that is cool. That is an amazing card art design, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so this was what I wanted to kind of show you, and the other reason why I'm kind of scared to get Vegeta. I understand he's not made of rubber, but as you can see, apparently on Figure Cast Off, this man is almost 50% off, and keep in mind this was like a $100 figure. As you can see here, this person has reported the seams is getting cheaper. There's a review on Amazon that the seamless body was damaged. It seems to be damaged after decorating it for a long time. I couldn't buy it because I was worried about the decoration of seamless body. So basically this guy is saying that this figure was played with a lot, and unfortunately the like seemingly seamless body that this figure had actually ripped. And this looks super disgusting. Of course, you know, we've talked about before that this figure was made of rubber, so it's very unfortunate to see that obviously, like, it's come to this. And I understand that Vegeta isn't made of rubber, he's made from cloth, but it would be really upsetting if that figure ripped like the cloth that Vegeta has right on his actual outfit. That would really stink for sure. And obviously if you paid that much money for it, it'd be more than just it would stink. Imagine a bunch of shit works. Yeah, I'm very unfortunate. Crazy that that actually happened, though, I will say. Oh, that is very adorable. Nice. And that is actually the end of our figure endeavors today. So definitely let me know what you're looking forward to in the comment section below. I know it's kind of far back now, but your boy is definitely looking forward to Krillin 100%. He is probably the thumbnail of this video, so makes sense that obviously I would be the most excited for him. Of course, the GxMATERIA line has been absolutely crushing it lately. Let me know what your favorite figure from everything that we covered today. Definitely let me know if you're planning on picking up anything that we covered today. Again, too, let me know what you think about not only that Vegito figure, but also your thoughts on the Imagination Works Vegeta, if you think it's worth the price. Obviously, looking at that Goku ripped arm, I think that we have maybe some changing opinions, at least from me here. We'll see if I still plan on getting it, though. I'll have to see when it releases in the US if I want to cancel my pre-order. Anyway, though, that is going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in another 2 weeks with the next episode of Dragon Ball Figure News. Don't worry, I will have a figure unboxing up at some point this week, because I have plenty of figures to open anyway. But with all of that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.